What's up, everyone? It's your boy Scott. Welcome to the Scott Reports. Today, I'm hitting you with 5 current anime that I feel will be great starter anime or gateway anime that you can use to introduce people into the genre or bring them back into the fold if they have been away from anime for a long time. And of course, this is also my opinion. And as always, the easy answer to get somebody back into anime or something that you can show them to bring them back in the fold would be shonen. But at the same time, you don't want to show them something like One Piece. This is a list for those who don't want to go full otaku or seasonal mode, but at the same time, they don't want to be left out of the loop. My aim is to give you a list of easy, accessible, short anime that people can get into that they're easy to find on streaming services right now. They won't have to look around the net and be too much of a pirate to get into them. Also, current anime, and I mean current within the last 5 to 10 years, because you know things like Bebop and Death Note and even Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, they're great of course, and I recommend that everybody watch all of those series, but at the same time they have been out for a very long time. I mean, think about it. Cowboy Bebop has just reached its 20-year anniversary, and it's just getting to the point where you can really find that on legal streaming services. So the point of this list is to give them what would be a gateway anime if the anime boom started like right now. Let's just say if how back in the late 90s and the early 2000s you would say, hey, watch Bebop, hey, watch Death Note, hey, watch, you know, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, even though that deal still kind of falls into the criteria of what I'm talking about here for the list. This would be more of a current times gateway anime, in my opinion, that I feel that you can share with someone to set them on their path. The first anime on my list is Erased, a nice short series that can introduce someone to the supernatural and thriller side of anime. And even though it is filled with a lot of twists and turns, it really doesn't get overly complicated until much later in the series. And then by the time it gets to that point, they'll already be strapped in and enjoying the series to its fullest. Erased tells the story of Satoru Fujinuma, the person who has the uncontrollable ability to go back in time and prevent things from happening. One day when he is framed for murder, he is sent back further in time than he's ever experienced, back to his childhood even, to prevent an incident from happening that occurred back then that still haunts him to this day. Now, if you're ready to step up your butterfly effect knowledge, now I would highly recommend that you check out Steins Gate. But until then, have them check out Erased, have them enjoy it, before you run into elitists and anti-tubers who will compare it to the manga and then completely change their mind about how they feel about it, like so many people have done with this series. The next anime on my list is One Punch Man. Now, I don't want to oversaturate this list with a whole bunch of shonen because, again, that is the easy way out. But the thing is about One Punch Man is that it is a seinen. So that is already a step in the right direction. So we were actually able to find a loophole by adding this series. Now, of course, this falls under a category that most people wouldn't know about already. And again, it's something that's very accessible and easy to find. It even just randomly you might find on Netflix or something like that for them to watch. But again, I'm thinking more along the lines of someone who hasn't been into the anime game since like the early Toonami years, or maybe you're trying to introduce this to someone, or you're looking for a path yourself to go ahead and join and just find a good series that you can dive into and just have fun. And I can tell you, One Punch Man has that in spades. This is the anime that you can show to someone in a workplace and say, hey, have you ever watched anime, or are you out of the loop for a long time? Then you need to watch this series. One Punch Man tells the story of Saitama, the ultimate parody of every anime and comic book main character known to man almost, and this character is so strong that he can defeat any foe in one punch. Now, how does that make a good story, you say? Mainly because One Punch Man deals with everybody around Saitama, as the development comes for everybody else that's within his vicinity and the people trying to find out about him. And most of it is done by his sidekick Geno. Saitama is very calm, very nonchalant, and he's very aware of how strong he is, as the joy of the series is him finding that true challenge. almost in a villain type sense of finding somebody that will take more than just that one punch for him to drop. But most of the time the comedy comes in with him just being a regular dude, you know, just trying to make it to that next sale or not to be broke. And if you're a villain or anything that stands in his way, well, you're just gonna have fun. But that is the enjoyment factor of One Punch Man, is to see who is able to step up to the plate as foe after foe after foe, and even heroes start to come along to test Saitama's mettle. And even though you already know the outcome, it still leaves you on the edge of the seat wondering, can this person break the mold? One Punch Man is an elegant mix of action, drama, music, and some of the best animation known to man out there, so much so that when season 2 does come around, people are meeting it with fire and pitchforks, so we'll just have to see where that comes along. But that's getting off of the subject. And one thing about Saitama, because he is so broken, you might want to have fair warning that he is now being mashed up with everybody, because people tend to forget that One Punch Man is a parody on purpose. It is not meant for Saitama to lose. So you're gonna see people comparing him to Goku, Superman, Thanos, just all type of people saying, well, this person can beat Saitama. Nobody can beat Saitama. Don't forget that. The whole point of this story is to know that he's a parody. Know that he won't be stopped, but overall to have fun. And if you want just a straight up fun action series, then look no further than One Punch Man. The next anime on my list is Attack on Titan, which needs no introduction, because who doesn't want to see a series about humans struggling to survive against an inhuman threat? And with the popularity of things like Walking Dead and Game of Thrones taking us into this type of fantasy and, you know, medieval army type of world, this is the exact type of series that someone watches those type of things that you can get them into. They can sit down and they can enjoy, and because it is an anime, it can take them away into a whole new world. Attack on Titan adds all of the action and superpowers of a shonen, but at the same time brings that bleak hope and darkness and dread of a more mature series. But if you really want to fuck that person up, have them watch Akame ga Kill or even Devilman Crybaby just to see the expression on their face. Attack on Titan is about humanity being pushed to the brink of extinction, as they are now all funneled into a civilization behind giant walls. Walls big enough to stop man-eating giant goons from actually snacking on them. So enter Eren Yeager and his adopted sister Mikasa, who joins the military forces Survey Corps, who are tasked with almost the impossible of holding these things back to keep humanity safe. And just that dark hopelessness, that bleakness that this series has, especially when Eren and his family's city is attacked, that's when we go on to our true journey. Super accessible, highly entertaining, stunning visual, and if for some reason they have not seen it, they won't have to wait 4 years for season 2 because it's coming up this year like we did. If you watched it when it first came out, they can actually jump into it now and they won't have to wait long for more, and it's on every streaming site that you can find. The next anime on my list you'll have to do a little bit of digging to find, and that is Rainbow Nisha Rokubo no Shichinin. In a world where some of the most famous series out right now are about prison or people trying to escape prison, Rainbow, for lack of better comparison, is a series that is comparable to Orange is the New Black, if you want to show them a type of series that will be along the lines of that same look and feel. Rainbow centers around a group of delinquent kids, which is debatable once you get to know them, who are sent to a reform school, which is more like a prison sentence, and this prison is full of the most heinous and scumbag bastards that you would ever see in any type of medium, just like how most guards are in these prison type of stories. But the main point of Rainbow is that these 6 kids have to learn to live, learn, and cope with each other, as well as learn to trust each other in this time with these guards who are trying to break their spirit. And they are mentored and guided by one of the best big bro characters in the history of anime, in my opinion, and that is Rokuroda Sakuragi. He often takes the brunt of the punishment that these heinous guards put to these kids. He takes the brunt of that onto himself so they can never falter about being free and lose the hope that one day they will escape this place and get out of there. This series will absolutely give you the feels, and if it doesn't, then you just don't have a heart. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. And it doesn't get the attention that it deserves, especially for a series done by Madhouse, one of the most famous anime companies out there, and you have to be on the super indie side of anime to know about this series and to find it. So that's why I want more people to know about it. So unfortunately, in order to watch it, you're gonna have to put on your pirate hat and find it that way. The last anime on this list is Boku no Hero Academia, aka My Hero Academia, because every generation has that one series that you can show to anybody and say, this is anime. And again, usually that genre is shonen. But if they have the attention span that they can actually grow past this genre, there's so much more that they can find. But if you're going to introduce them to anime, you might as well start off with introducing them to the cream of the crop. And Boku no Hero Academia at this point in time is no doubt the very best that you can offer to them. The 90s had Dragon Ball Z. The 2000s had Naruto. Boku no Hero Academia is the series for the 2010s that is going to break the mold, that is already starting to do already, going into its third season, and is the absolute go-to when it comes to gateway anime or just good anime overall, because this series is so groundbreaking and it does so much well, and honestly, it's better than Dragon Ball and Naruto. Fight me. Boku no Hero Academia takes us on a journey of Izuku Midoriya, aka Deku, who lives in a world where everybody has superpowers, except him. And the thing about this series is you get such a unique main character with Deku, because even though he doesn't have powers, this kid is smart. I mean, like Batman smart, because he keeps notebooks upon notebooks upon notebooks. He studies, he does research on heroes, learning about their quirks, their weaknesses, their strengths, and everything there needs to know about a hero, because just maybe one day he'll get to be a hero himself as he sets on the path, as we see the story of him becoming the greatest hero. But before we do that, he has a chance encounter with the current greatest superhero to ever live, Superman. I mean, All Might. And this is where our journey begins, with the chance encounter that Izuku now gets the ability to go out there and be a hero himself, with the chance meeting with All Might, and he is enrolled into UA Academy as he is now embarking on a school full of kids who all have powers. And not only does he have to prove himself, he got some big shoes to fill, wanting to be the greatest hero in the world when he's still learning things himself. My Hero Academia is one of my favorite current series running right now, and the rate that it's going, it may end up being one of my favorite series of all time, because what it does so well is to take a genre where honestly you can't really do too many things differently, because it's the same thing over and over and over, and it takes that same formula and it isn't afraid to change the lineup up sometimes and make things a little bit different. One thing that it does very well is the writing, because this series not only focuses on Deku as the main character, but it takes time to develop the people around him too, such as Bakugo, who appears as a bully but is so much more to him, or Todoroki, or Tenya. Even the villains in this series get a little bit of development as you get farther along into the series, and that's something that you don't see too often. And for it to be a battle shonen, it is definitely one of the pinnacles, having some of the best animation, having some of the best fights that I have seen. And it's not going to stop from there, because as it heads into the third season, this is going to shape up to be one of the greatest battle anime of all time. As a manga reader, I can tell you that you have not seen anything yet. We haven't even scratched the surface of how good this series can get. But if you want to get someone into anime, or you want to suggest an anime for someone to watch and they will absolutely love it, I can assure you that they're going to love Boku no Hero Academia, especially if they like Dragon Ball Z or Naruto. And there you have it. Those are 5 current gateway anime. Well, really just 4, and one that I really love and probably nobody's even heard of. I just wanted to give it some exposure. But nonetheless, I really hope you enjoyed this video. So let me know what you thought in the comments below, and be sure to let me know some of your opinions as well, and some of the gateway anime that you feel that you can use on this list. Again, we're going off of current times, so think within maybe the last 5 to 10 years. And I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. So if you liked the video, go ahead and drop a like. If you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's not a shortage of content for you to indulge on this channel, and be sure to hit the bell as well so you can get notified whenever I put out a video, so you will not miss out on what I have to offer. And as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me. And And I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.